Well, hello. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? If you know that song, that means you might be getting old, like me. So, today was kind of a slower day. It was um, one of those days where it just dragged on. You know, when you're busier, the day goes by faster. Well, this wasn't one of those days. And it got me thinking about the passage of time and how it accelerates as you get older. I'm sure some of you have learned. So yeah, this video is about getting older and how getting old sucks. And maybe you could make it suck less, and what you can do about your midlife crisis. So getting older is, the aging part is not the part that really freaks me out or stresses me out. It's a fact of life. I've accepted that. It's more what really freaks me out and blows my mind is the whole like time dilation or acceleration of time. I don't know if any of you physicists out there can explain this better, but as you get older, the time seems to go by quicker and quicker. But I'm told time is a constant. It doesn't change. It's just an illusion. So there's that. It's just crazy, like just how fast it just blows by. Like a week blows by and I don't really remember what I did the week. I have to go back and really think about it. Okay, Monday we did this and that, and Tuesday was kind of a wasted day. Wednesday, what the hell did we do? Oh yeah, all day we were at this one place Wednesday. It just goes like that, and I'm sure you've experienced that. So that kind of trips me out, and when you just sort of realize how much time has elapsed, and it doesn't feel like you've done much in that time. You know those like Facebook memory things that pop up? And do you ever like have one of those come up on your feed if you use Facebook? And it'll be like, this thing 7 years ago, you and so were at this wedding, right? And it's like, you look at it and you're like, that was 7 fucking years ago. And it feels like it happened last year. So that shit freaks me out. That kind of messes with my head. I don't know where the time went. And it's crazy to think about because like you think about if you're in your 40s or 50s, the time span of 10 years, how it isn't really much. And your life doesn't change much in those 10 years. You still kind of look the same. You probably have the same friend group. Maybe you have the same job, or at least the same line of work, more than likely. You haven't changed career 3 times and between the ages 30 and 40. Or 40 and 50. So all that's the same. You might have the same place. If you bought a house in your 30s, you're probably trying to pay it off or halfway there or something like that. So you're living in the same place. Yeah, and everything's kind of the same. I still have a lot of the same clothes. This shirt, for example, I got right before WrestleMania 17, which was 2001. I was huge into wrestling in the Attitude Era, so that was part of my life, and during that time, my early 20s. So yeah, like I still have clothes from like 20 years ago, which is crazy. Now you think about that 10 years, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, whatever it is. And then you think back to when you were 10. And then you think when the 10 years that elapsed, and then you're 20 years old. Between 10 and 20, you're a completely different person. I mean, it's like a lifetime. 1 minute you're in grade school and you're 4 feet tall and whatever you are. And then in that 10 years, it's like you've completely transformed and your life is a completely different experience. You started working, maybe you have a partner or a girlfriend by that time. You're not a kid anymore, you're an adult. And it's just, I mean, I don't have to explain the difference between when you're 10 and 20, but just realize that that's the same amount of time. It's only 10 years. And even 20 to 30 is can be a bit of a drastic change for people. I know I've changed quite a lot in many ways from 20 to 30, other than, maybe my appearance and some of the other more static things. But that freaks me out. And when you're in your 20s, you don't freak out like that. You're still young. You don't really pay attention to the time acceleration as much. You're more living in the moment. And and it's different. Like, I actually find that I'm working harder now. I think most people work the hardest when they're in their 40s, like me. So it's like, I remember in my 20s and 30s, I was working a lot, but it wasn't as hard. I had other things that I enjoyed more. Like, when you're younger, you want to get the work week, the Friday, you want to be out right after your shift doing what you want to do. You want to go hit the pub right after work. You want to go out drinking on the weekend. You don't want to be working. You want to see your friends. You want to do your hobbies. You want to get out of town during the summer and go camping and do fun summertime shit. Or you want to get off work as soon as possible so you can go play video games. And that changes when, if people that are watching now in their 20s, you will find that you may end up working harder when you're in your 40s. And it was the case with me, for sure. The other thing about being in your mid 40s in this era right now, 2025, how the world has changed. I was just thinking the other day, man, if I was living in the 1950s right now and I was my age, my current age, I would probably be celebrating my 25th year wedding anniversary. Me, as a guy who's, never had a relationship or never been married, never had children, to be single and kind of living like almost like a teenager in some ways, like you would be in the 50s if I was there. But yeah, I'd be considered like definitely over the hill at my age in the 50s. And I'd probably have grandchildren. I don't even have kids, not even a glimmer of, a chance at kids yet. And, if this was back in that era, I probably have grandchildren running around. It's crazy to believe how times have changed. So yeah, there's all those things to think about. But yeah, the time flying by is the crazy one for me. It just keeps blowing my mind more and more as you get even older. I don't even want to think about when you're in your 60s, how it is. Maybe some of you can let me know if the time acceleration thing gets worse or what happens. All the more reason to live life to the fullest, regardless of what age you are. And remember, you people watching in your 20s, even 30s, you may not think that 45 or middle age is a reality, but let me tell you, it comes up on you quick and it slaps you in the back of the fucking head before you know it. And you're like, what the hell happened? I was having fun one day. I was out drinking and I was young and I was laughing at old people. And they were telling me that they didn't like my music and all that. And now I'm that person, like a second later, literally the next day, I am my parents. I am my father, who's only about 23 years older than me. So it basically feels like when I got this shirt, my dad was like basically the same age as I am now. Oh, that hurts to think about. That I am as old as my father was back then in 2001 WrestleMania. So yeah, getting old sucks. Physically, you feel a little bit different. So, I was actually not in the gym for like a week and a half, and I just went earlier today because it was slower at work, and I was like worried that I didn't want to push it too hard to hurt myself or pull a muscle. So my first like workout, I ended up doing like 10 minutes of cardio and then some light stretching. Light stretching. Like 10 years ago, I would never bother with that. So it's getting old sucks. And so preventative maintenance is great, because if you could at least get yourself feeling better, that's huge. That will make things 10 times better. Getting old's one thing, but feeling old as well really sucks. So take care of your health, get some exercise, get your diet in order, stretch in the morning. Maybe that might help with some aches and pains. And look after yourself. Maybe look into getting some therapeutic massage, which helped me. I also, if you notice getting older, I don't know if it's just me or like, do you get weird, just random ailments and aches and kind of injuries that are inexplicable? They just kind of happen. Now, I do work with my hands and I'm physically active, so maybe that's part of it, but it's just these weird pains that happen, and then you get some like weird knee pain, but there's no traumatic injury. It's just just something shifted, or you pulled something, or it's your body changing and adapting, and you get these, you even get blemishes, and I get these like weird blemishes under my eye once in a while now, and it's like inflammation in different parts of the body. And then one day it just goes away. Like you don't really use medication or anything, just kind of magically disappears. And it's another mystery of middle age, and I'm sure that'll get even more confusing and challenging to deal with. So health number one to deal with as you're getting older. Hobbies, definitely have those. Spend time with your friends. If you're not, hit them up. If they're not really going out, don't twist their arm too much, but try to get your at least a social life going. And because that will, what I find is when I socialize, even when I chat with my buddies and we get nostalgic and we talk about old times and old music and old movies, which by the way were like way better in the 90s and 80s and 90s, and then the stuff is now, pop culture now, I just don't get it. There's the odd thing that's cool, and there's some good stuff, but overall the golden era of entertainment was back then. So that's something you can talk about, you could think about, look back on fondly, reminisce, use the power of memory to go back and think about the good times you had and the cool shit that you did, maybe some of the badass moments you may have had, and just pat yourself on the back like, yeah, that was sick, man. That was some cool shit we did. And think about the value you're providing to people now in your life. Be proud of that, like I said in the last video. Yeah, and don't try not to worry too much about getting old. You can't change it. You can't reverse it, at least not now. I know they're doing some crazy experiments, but unless you're a millionaire, you can't really partake in some of these treatments. But hey, if you're into that, let me know. But I'm just doing what I can to stay as healthy as I can. Diet, supplementation, overall healthy lifestyle, and just trying to keep my mind right. And even though struggle is a part of it, and that's probably not going to end, I have my bad moments, and I still, my mental health isn't 100% there. So that's something I'm working on, and I hope you are too. And doing these videos has been a bit therapeutic, and appreciate the comments as always. Yeah, and I'm glad there's a lot of you that can relate. I know a huge chunk of the population is my age now. Most of us are in our 30s, 40s, 50s. So yeah, it's great. And like I say to young people, take advantage of what you have, be grateful, because it'll change in a heartbeat. Don't get cocky. Don't look at older people and, make the boomer comments and whatever, even Gen X now. I'm a young Gen Xer. I'm almost a millennial, so I'm not really in that category of people pushing 50 yet. So yeah, I'm thankful for that. I'm going to take advantage of whatever youth I have, whether it's in appearance or whether it's just my mentality, my mindset, and just being able to relate to younger people and hang out with them. It's cool. I enjoy that. So yeah, if you could do that as well, definitely. And enjoy the things you enjoy. Have fun out there. Take care out there. Remember, there's someone above. And as I get older, I'm realizing that more and more. And he has a plan for you. And just trust that it'll be the right one. He'll guide you, and you'll be fine. So take care of yourself. God bless you. Monday night, maybe I'll watch some wrestling. Or if you like wrestling, definitely watch it and have fun. See you on the next one.